Cooking should be fun. Same thing, making dough. I'm going to start with 1 cup water. Then I'm going to put, I'm going to get me my olive oil. 2 tablespoons. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 2 tablespoons of olive oil there. And then I'm going to do my honey, which is 1 tablespoon. That's my favorite part because you get to lift the spoon out. Some of it sticks. And the spoon doesn't all get in there, and I don't want to stick this down in the water with the everything, so I use just a big thing and measure out a regular tablespoon. There we go. This is thyme honey from Greece. Meglio no, it says. So, mele aparia botana estimare. So, it's honey with wild herb and thyme. Then, I'm going to put the salt in. Tablespoon of salt. Again, you can eye it up a little bit. 3 cups of flour. I have a half cup of scooper in here. So, 1 cup. 2 cups, and I left some gaps in there, so I have to do it again. Rounded one. A little bit more for good measure. Actually, it's kind of an oxymoron because it's not good measure. Because I didn't measure everything there exactly, which you should do with baking. But, and then we're going to do 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. So, 1. I used a bigger scooper, so I'm good there. That's all. No extra yeast water or anything. Just going to make it a little puffier. Now, I hit menu until I get to the dough mode. Press start. And I just let it go. So it's going to be 1 hour and 30 minutes until the dough's mixed up and proofed to perfection. I'm going to take a look inside. What it does, it mixes everything. These things are amazing. Now that we've got the dough out of the machine, I start by using a dough blade, and I cut off a bit of dough at a time. I want to make it anywhere from about 75 to 100 grams for the way I make mine. So this one is 82 grams, which will work. I have an Italian pasta machine. Generously sprinkle it with some flour as well as on the counter. Start it on 1, and you just work your dough through and crank it out. So I usually do 2 times through every other number. So I start at 1, then I go to 2, but skip that and go to 3. Put the dough in there. Pull it out. Okay, I'll do it one more time here. Now notice sometimes one side gets a little wider than the other. It's all right. Let's go to 5. Opa. Drop the handle. Sometimes it's hard to get it to first set in because I skip the numbers. You can always go through every single number, but I find this usually saves some time. That down on a floured countertop. Now that I've laid down my dough here, I'm going to start with 1 slice mozzarella. A little bit down from the top, but before it starts getting too narrow. So the cheese still fits on. I place 12 pieces of pepperoni on each one. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now they can overhang a little bit. But what I do is then I take this, just come over at least halfway, 2/3. If it comes over all the way, it's all right. But I always start with a little overlap. And then you just start rolling. When you get to about here, and you've wrapped the whole thing once, you tilt it, and you turn so it goes like this. And you tuck and pull that over while keeping this open. Then roll it, do the same thing the other way. Tuck, pull the dough over, and then just roll the rest on. Then you'll have a nice capped roll filled with cheese and pepperoni. Now don't forget, in the oven, this thing is going to puff out to about that big. So always make sure you space them accordingly on the pan. Now because I was focused on making this video, I forgot to put in both cheeses. That's alright. Everybody makes their pepperoni rolls a little different. These are still going to be good, and this is only the first batch. I got another batch of dough that I'm going to put in the machine and get started soon. And then I'm going to make a whole nother sheet pan or two because I'm going to a Labor Day party tomorrow. But I only used, I believe this was the provolone, this was the mozzarella. Vice versa, it doesn't matter. Provolone's a little more salty and mozzarella is a little more gooey and chewy. So I only used this in most of them. This one I forgot to use. Another thing some people like to do though, like I said, everybody has a little different recipe. I usually do a piece of each cheese, 12 slices of pepperoni. Occasionally and sometimes I'll put a little bit of pizza sauce in there too. You just put like not even a teaspoon, just about a teaspoon, not even a tablespoon, about a teaspoon worth of pizza sauce in the middle of each one. You can either put it on before the first slice of cheese, or you can put it on right on top of the pepperoni, squish it down with the other piece of cheese, and then roll it up. It's up to you how you want to do it. Some people also season the tops. They'll put some other stuff in the dough mix, maybe a little bit of basil, oregano. Bell's seasoning is always a good one. Bell's seasoning has a little bit of oregano, marjoram, thyme, basil, and rosemary, I believe. And Bell's seasoning is a great all-purpose seasoning for doing anything that's Mediterranean. So. Now we're going to put the oven on bake. I know it's dirty, but I've been baking other stuff. It should be at least 350 up to 375 degrees. So I'm going to put it on rapid bake. Start. It's going to heat the oven up very quickly, and then we're going to put the pan. The oven's ready. It's preheated. We're going to throw them in. I'm going to even leave the pizza stone in there. Put it right on top. The only thing I didn't do that I didn't show you on camera, grease a little bit of the ends of the pepperoni rolls. And make sure, like I noticed this one, isn't tucked all the way to the side, nor is this. So, we're going to put them in here. I'm going to set the timer about 20 minutes and then come back. The oven's done, so it's time to pull them out. I checked on them. I put them in for an extra 5 minutes so they get a little more golden brown. And as you can see, they smell delicious and look great. Now, wire rack to cool, which kind of make this area cool down. Doing the same. It's actually going to have a lot of grease on it that came out from this. Which, another little trick that I didn't show you is to use it with the bread machine like I do. I use my Wolfgang Puck bread machine, which I use for a lot of other things. I make a loaf of fresh bread every day, etc. But you can do it in a regular bowl, mix up all those ingredients, and just make sure you knead it really well. Do it in a KitchenAid mixer, whatever you have. It's just supposed to have a good time doing it. Also, don't forget to put the extra cheese in if you like the mozzarella and provolone like I do. And stuff it with whatever you want, a little sauce, little seasonings. You can even brush the top with some butter or some egg and water wash, and then sprinkle some Parmesan and Italian seasonings on top. I like it pretty simple, but I do it the way I've always done it, so enjoy. My neighbor kid's cutting the grass right now, so I'm going to go out and take a nice hot fresh bread.